Hey everybody, this is Uncle P from Super Easy Forex, Cha-ching Sunday. All right, so here's the deal. We're going to go over some very important information that you need to know. A lot of you guys are wondering why your Forex career did not take off. Also, some of you guys are trying to do the FTMO challenge, and there are tons. Let me give you guys some solid numbers so that you can understand exactly what I'm going to cover today, because once you begin to understand this, then and only then will you see a turnaround in your trading career, not short term, but long term also. So here we go. First of all, do you know that a lot of people who are trying to pass the FTMO challenge, only 16%, hear me good, only about 16% passes the first phase. And then only about 6% passes the second phase. Let me go over those numbers again. Only about 16% pass the first phase of the FTMO challenge. Then only about 6% from there passes the second phase, which, by the way, congratulations. We had some people in our group who passed the second phase. Congratulations to you. But the point is, why is it like that? Why is it that you have tons and tons of traders who are entering into these markets and very few actually ever make money long term? I'm going to go over that today. What I need you to do is to grab a pen or a piece of paper or pencil, something to write with. I'm going to give you bullet points step by step so you begin to get your head together and get your act together for 2023. Because if you do not change your ways, I guarantee your 2023 is going to look exactly like your 2020, your 2021, and your 2022. Nothing is going to change unless you do. So I'm going to give you some bullet points to help you understand what you need to do to change this year, in the beginning of this year, so that when you go out and start putting forth your effort, you'll begin to see the fruits of your labor instead of frustration and constantly refilling your account every weekend for the next trading week. Amen? All right, here we go. Number one. Right. I haven't done these kind of classes in a very long time, but I think I need to get back to it because somebody needs to get into your behind and really just give you what you really need to know, which means you're not going to like me, but you're going to love me because I'm going to step on your toes. Number one, here it is. Let's begin. Number one is success is accomplished through consistency. Write this down. I guarantee a lot of you guys who are going to tune into this video later on, you're going to go through the first sentence and you say, oh, this ain't for me. And that's exactly why you keep failing. That's exactly why. What you do is you want to be a strategy hopper. You want to be an indicator hopper. But yet you're trying to make a full-time career out of something that you don't even have the patience to sit your butt down and actually learn from professionals. You want to be paid like you're a professional, but you want to act, come on now, immature. You don't have no patience. You still want to shortcut things. You still want everything for free. You want to steal indicators. You want to do all these different things, but you don't want to do what successful people do. But you want what they have. And it's not going to happen. So again, listen to this full video so that a coach can actually tell you what you actually need to know. Because all successful traders across the planet, a matter of fact, it doesn't mean just in Forex. In actuality, in almost every business that I know, because I have friends and people who I know in different levels of business, some are in real estate, some are in crypto, some are in this, some are in that, but it doesn't matter. Across the board, all of them have this stuff in common. So listen very carefully. Number one, again, success is accomplished through consistency. Now, since we're in the Forex arena, let me explain where that comes into play. This is why I started with this one as number one. Do you know one of the reasons why so many retail traders never make it into business? I'll tell you why. The reason why is because, and I used to be that person, so I'm not stepping on your toes without stepping on my own, okay? I didn't know no better. But what happened was that when you scour the internet looking for a strategy, typically YouTube becomes your source of information. So you go through YouTube and therefore you start looking to YouTube for strategies. What's the next hottest strategy? And they have all these little thumbnails to say, oh, 150% win rate and all these different things. And so you click on that and you try it out yourself. You say, okay, I can do this. You put money into your account instead of demo trading to test to see if they're actually legitimate. You don't even do that because you're in a hurry to try to become a millionaire and get a Lamborghini. So then you instantly put some money that you really couldn't afford to lose into a trading account, trading live on a strategy you never even tested. They said it was tested, but you don't know for sure whether they did it or whether it was just a clickbait kind of video. Okay, so then you go in there, you try 1 or 2 trades, they didn't work out, and you move on to the next video. And you keep repeating this cycle over and over and over again. The strange thing is, when you actually look at some of those videos, which I've seen some, they actually do have legitimacy to them. But the problem is that you're not a consistent person. When they say, oh, this has a 80% win rate, and I've talked about this many times before. When they say it has an 80% win rate, that means 20% of those trades are not going to work out. And it could be the first 2, which, by the way, you want to hear from me personally? Here's from Uncle P confessing. Confess. Here's the truth. The reason I don't trade heavy at the beginning of the week is because when I started journaling my trades, I noticed that most of my losses were coming at the beginning of the week because I didn't understand what I teach to my students, the ocean wave theory. I didn't understand it. So therefore, because I didn't understand the wave motion of the market itself, most of my losses were coming on Sundays and Mondays. So if I know that most of my trades were losing on Sunday and Mondays, that's where the bulk of my stuff was, why don't I just stop trading until Tuesday? I just gave you a tip right there for free. If you actually track your trades, which you don't, why don't you? Because you're inconsistent. You're not a consistent person. So therefore, you may have started writing your trades down, but then you didn't. You may have started, okay, here, I got a new trading system. Okay, they said to go to the tutorials. You did about maybe the first one, and then you stopped. Then you slapped the indicators on your charts, and then you just started using the trading system. You lose the first trade or 2, and then you get frustrated, and then you're on to the next one, and then you keep doing the same thing. At what point do you think that you're going to become a multimillionaire by constantly switching up every other day, every other week? How do you know whether it actually has an 80% winning ratio? You don't, because it's not the trading systems, it's you. Do you know, in order to get a 80% win rate, watch this, in order to get an 80% win rate, you have to have traded 100 trades, watch this, 100 trades, and then after the 100 trades are taken, you tally up how many were wins and losses. Come on, confess. You may have taken 100 trades, but you ain't never took 100 trades using the same system, have you? No, you haven't, because after the first 2 or 3, you on to the next trading system. So you will never know which system was actually going to be 100% win rate, 80%, or 90%. You never will know. Why? Because it's not the trading systems that's the problem. Look at the person in the mirror. You are very inconsistent. And why, by the way, while we're on inconsistency, I'm going to step on your toes because you've got to have this. This is what makes successful people successful. Even when I trade, I am extremely, and every time I break my consistent rule, the market tends to slap the heck out of me. It will slap me every time. Very few times have I been able to break a rule of my own and get away with it. But I do know for sure that even if I broke a rule one time, the next few times I broke it, the market would slap me. Why? Because the market is telling me, I can be inconsistent, but you cannot. You better come with a routine and stick to it. And that routine includes what time I go to my charts and what time I look to close my trades and what time I look for plays in the trend and what times I'm looking for trades on the pullback. I am very crisp on my times. Why? Because I understand it requires consistency. And if you're not going to be a consistent trader, you might as well stop today. And again, I know this one ain't going to be a popular video, but that's okay. For those who need it, for those who want to really succeed in Forex, praise God for you being here. This is not going to be for everybody. Matter of fact, by people tuning out, you're already proving the point. And it's good that you do, because guess what? At least somebody's telling you the truth. I don't want to sugarcoat something. Hey, come on, buy 20 of my systems and buy 50 of my indicators because you're going to be a millionaire tomorrow. I ain't going to lie to you. If you can't get your act together, you don't need to be in this business, because this business requires people who are willing to be consistent, whether you feel like it or not. You lose a trade, so what? You go back. I told you guys I was talking to my students. Watch this. I was talking to my students and I said, doggone it, the first trade of the year was my CAD JPY trade. Setup looked very beautiful. It looked pristine. And not minutes after I took the trade, a news event came out. It wasn't anything I did wrong. The setup was actually perfect. But moments after I took the trade, an unscheduled news event came out, and I lost my first trade of this year of 2023. How do you think that makes me feel? Now, if this was the old me, or like some of you guys, I would have already said, oh, the hell with this. I'm off to another trading system. His stuff don't work. And I would have did the exact same thing like my old ways would have been. But you know what I did? I said, you know what? Not a problem. I realized that it was an unscheduled news event. The first thing I do, tip number one, write this down. Write this down. I learned before I start blaming the trading system, or I start trying to blame myself, which a lot of you guys are doing, but you don't say nothing, but you are crucifying your own soul because you talk bad to yourself. You lose one trade and you just so down on yourself. And you can't afford to do that. You got to be business minded in here. So watch this. So if it was the old me, I would have did what y'all was doing. But it's the new me, and I know better. So since the first thing I do when I lose a trade, when I know the setup was right, it followed my rules and everything else, the first thing I do, I go to other pairs that have similar associated currencies applied. So for an example, when I lost on the CAD JPY, CAD what? JPY. I went to Euro JPY. I went to NZD JPY. I went to GBP JPY. I went to AUD JPY. I went to USD JPY. And I clicked through all of them. And I noticed there was a common factor with all of them. There was a big spike on all of the pairs. What did that tell me? Number one, write this down. I'm telling you, this video is going to bless your soul. The first thing that gave me information is I did nothing wrong with my trading, and there was nothing wrong with my system. It was simply a news event that happened on the JPY that suddenly came out, and it impacted every single one of them pairs. So it had nothing to do with me at all. Therefore, I don't have to hold myself hostage and call myself a failure. I can't succeed in nothing. I don't know why everybody else can make money. I can't make no money. And why is God against me? And the devil is busy. You know how you get all up in your feelings? You understand what I'm saying? And it had nothing to do with it. It just that, hey, the type of business we're in, an announcement can come out of nowhere and it can hit your trade. As long as you're good at managing your money and not trying to be a millionaire overnight, it wasn't that big of a hit to my portfolio. It just was what it was. Now, the beautiful part about it, I turned right back around and took a trade on the GBP, NZD or something. I forgot which one it was, and made over 100 pips within 24 hours, which covered the loss that I took on that CAD JPY and still gave me profit. Why? Because I learned to get out of my feelings and be consistent with my routine. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It was consistency. I don't need to change my strategy every time I lose a single trade. I don't need to change my strategy every time a news event come out. I need to just stick to what I'm good at and do what I do because it has been proven over time to be successful. And just because a trade did not work out, I do my due diligence by going through all the pairs that have the associated currency, which was the JPY, and I saw that all of them spiked. So guess what? I don't need to sit around convicting myself, blaming the trading system. The gods are against me. Forex market, oh, my broker, this, and this person is, and then you go through all of this stuff. When in essence, it was just a trade that didn't work out because we trade countries' economies for a living. And they said something that just sparked the market. You take your hit, you politely say thank you for the lesson learned, and you move on. and be consistent. Number two, consistency must be followed regardless of how you feel. This is going to be so deep. Oh my God, I can even stop the video on this one. Some of you guys, like me, and I'm gonna be very honest. Some of you guys, this trading stuff, I really suggest that you might need to take a break because, like for an example, we had a person, and I always hold people's privacy to the utmost regard. But we had a person who emailed us this week, and they said that they're going through a divorce and some illnesses. So they need to hold off for a little bit. I think that was one of the wisest things they can do. You know why? Because until you get your head together, you have no business being in this business. Some of you guys, this is what's killing your accounts. Every time you watch your trade tick a little bit, your emotions kick in, and there you go, manipulate. Well, let me move my stop loss up. Let me do this. Or you exit out of the trade, not realizing if you would have just left it alone, the trade would have worked out just fine. But what was the problem? Your emotions. Your emotions. Or you took a loss on the trade. Now you want to cuss everybody out around the house. You want to kick the dog, slap the wall. You want to, You just going belittle. You losing your mind over a single trade as if it was life or death. Why? Because you have not overcome your emotions. And you bring your emotions to a game that can care less about emotions. And until you settle your emotions, you can never be a consistent trader. All professional traders know how to kill their emotions when they come to these charts, because if not, they're going to make bad judgment calls. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And I don't care what arena we're talking about. You can talk about crypto. You can talk about the stock market. You can talk about options, which I traded. I traded in the stock market. I traded in the options market. I did all that. It doesn't matter what department you're trading in. It could be in real estate. It can be in any kind of business. It doesn't matter. If you cannot control your emotions, you will be a consistent loser. You got to kill your emotions when it comes to this Forex game, because the market does not care about emotions. It is a machine. And I remember those days where I used to lose trades, and I used to sit back and in the quiet times and tears be dripping down my eyes because I'm trying so hard to learn and win. And I just sat for hours marking up my charts like they told me to do and all these different things. And oh my God, I was just losing it. Tossing the laptop across the room. I ain't had no dog because I'm allergic to dogs, but y'all understand what I'm saying. I've been there. And you know what? After all of that emotional fit that I had, you want to know what the benefit was? Nothing. It didn't make a difference. Except for if I tore up the laptop, now I got to go spend money that I couldn't afford at the time to go buy another one. If I cussed out somebody who was close to me, now I got to go apologize and try to fix that broken relationship. See, it didn't make a difference to the trading at all. Because the market don't deal with emotional people. A matter of fact, let me say that for later. Let's go to the next one. Number 3. Emotional people very rarely reach their goals in life. Write this down. Oh my God. You know what? I should be on the stage teaching this stuff, because this is not just about Forex. Some of you guys, you want a Forex strategy, and you want to know how to make big money. This is how the professionals are making the big money. You keep thinking it's a strategy. You keep looking for an indicator, and you're not realizing that the big money players, they don't worry about all that first. They work on themselves. My God, you can check any industry, not just Forex, any industry, and look at the leaders. They have a certain temperament to them. And those who don't are the ones who tend to lose the company and get fired. Have you ever noticed, like these politicians, I'm gonna give you an example. You notice these politicians, hell could be breaking loose, but when they get on that camera, they say, "Oh yeah, we're in meetings and we're trying to have a bipartisan thing," and they're so structured in their approach, as if they are robotic. The truth is, they are. Now, when they go back to their rooms and their hotel rooms and their houses, they may be tipping the bottle. Okay, maybe, but never in public, because it requires you to have a calm mind. And some of you guys are not there. May I stop here and suggest to you, if you're going through a divorce, if you're going through a breakup, if you're going through, you just lost your job or any of those things, may I suggest to you, which by the way, I don't take on clients when I find out that they're in an emotional, stressful situation. I don't ever take on a client. So if you ever want to become one of my students, don't tell me about your immediate situation, because I won't take you on. And you said, well, aren't you here to help people like that? I am, but I realized something after coaching for so many years. I've been coaching thousands of people across the planet for years now. For years. Matter of fact, I thought about this last night. And in Forex, I've been coached thousands and thousands of people throughout the years. But on a general level, through marriage counseling, this and that, and my radio shows, and I used to be on television, I'm hitting a little over 1 million people who I reached in coaching in general. But strictly for the Forex arena, I don't take people on like that. Really, I love you, but I don't want to take you on because I realize you're not going to listen to what I'm telling you to do, because you're going to hear what I'm saying to you. For an example, if I tell you don't trade on Sundays, you know what most retail traders do? You want to actually hear the truth, which you probably fall into, okay? Until you learn how the market moves itself, not a strategy, not indicators, but until you learn my ocean wave theory, you shouldn't be touching the markets on Sunday, period. You know why? If you actually track your trading career, you actually see that the majority of your trades were blown on Sunday and Monday. Before the week actually got off starting good, your account was already blown, right? Okay? Your account was already blown. Why? Because the market has its own mood swings. And the problem is you got your mood swings. You hear what I'm saying? And so you got two schizophrenic people trying to make money together. It never works. And you got this urge, I gotta hurry up and make money because I'm going through a divorce, I'm gonna lose this income, I'm about to lose the house, I just lost my job, I gotta hurry up and make some money, so let me turn to the Forex market real quick. And I say, okay, well, don't trade on Sunday, hold off on, no, but I gotta make some money right now. And it happens almost every single time, and it's so frustrating. I told you don't touch this market, and what do? You touch it. And who gets the blame for it? I do. Oh, his trading system don't work. Well, let me go do a review on Reddit and let me do it. I don't care about your reviews because you didn't follow the rules. And you trying to do a review ain't gonna change the rules. Either you follow the rules or you don't. I say, don't even start trading my system until you have gone through all the tutorials. You know how many people never look through the tutorials? They go straight to how do I download the indicator? I already know. Watch this, inconsistent people, I already know who's not going to be successful. The people who send us emails all the time asking, where do I download the indicators? I'm like, oh my God, here we go. It's right there in the tutorial steps with a label saying, here is how you get the trading system. And they ain't even went through the tutorials to even see that. And you think you're going to be a multi-millionaire in this business and you can't follow simple 1, 2, 3 steps because you're in a hurry to try to trade and treat my trading system like you did everybody else's. Slap it on, give it a try, 1 or 2 trades, and then you expect to be a millionaire. Oh God, it's so frustrating. It's frustrating as a coach. And then if you do your bad routine, because with your inconsistent self, you blame me. That's why I don't put value into them. Please. Not one time did you come to my free classes so I can talk to you behind and teach you. You never showed up. Never. And you expect to be wealthy in this business? You're kidding yourself. See, you all over the place because you're letting your emotions run your show. And successful people learn that we can never let our emotions run the show. Let's go to the next one. Number 4. This is going to hit you where the good Lord split you. The markets does not respect emotional people. Write that down. I'm going to say it again. The markets does not respect emotional people. If you are an emotional person, then you are not a good candidate for this business. There's a term that I had learned from one of my Forex coaches, because I don't mind paying for education. I will pay whatever it costs to get knowledge. And one of my mentors, I never forgot, I was reading something that was written. And they mentioned about the best traders on the planet in Forex use quote unquote mechanical trading systems. I will repeat that. The best traders on the planet use quote unquote mechanical trading systems. What does that actually mean? Mechanical trading systems means a set trading system that also have a set of rules that must be applied at all times. Are you hearing me? A set of trading systems that have a set of solid trading rules. Why is that so important? Because once you stick to the rules, it doesn't matter what the market does. You may win 2 trades, you may lose 3 trades. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The rules are set to the game and you follow them. And you follow them consistently. And you don't deviate from your set of rules that the trading system uses. And because of that, you will find that most people like Warren Buffetts and all the others who are very, very wealthy, they all remain consistent. The market could go up, the market could go down, but they stick to their consistent way of doing things because it works. Because they know the market will soon balance itself back out, resume to the way that they know how to make money. And it does. Why? Because the market can have its fit, but if you're involved with it, you cannot. And it took me years to figure this out. It took me years to stop condemning myself and why is it that everybody else seemed to be successful in Forex and everything else, and and I did the same thing and it benefited me none. And so I went back to what they said, mechanical. It didn't matter whether you lost that trade or not. How consistent were you? Did you take 10 straight trades? No, you didn't. Did you document your trades? No, you didn't. Oh, what time did you take those trades? Did you document that? No, you didn't. Okay. Was there news events right before? You didn't pay attention? Okay. So then you start critiquing your rhythm. And once you have a solid rhythm down pat, which most trading systems, if they're worth their salt, they will already give you sets of rules and keep you in this box. I'll give you an example. In our trading system, the simplicity system, I have a very simple trading strategy that you can use with simplicity. And it has a very high winning percentage depending on market conditions. And it's called the 415 strategy. A lot of people in my group have made a lot of money using this. A lot of people in my group don't even trade anything else but this strategy because it is shown that it's very consistent. And with our system, it works very, very well. And when they apply the ocean wave theory to it, knowing when to get and use it and when not to, oh my God, it makes it even easier. So here's the point. You are looking at the higher time frame of the 4 hour and entering on the 15-minute using our trading system. It is a very simple, and we have a number of candles you look for on the 4 hour so that you know, okay, this looks like it's creating solid ground. We tell you how many, and I even ask this during classes just to make sure my students are keeping up. I say, how many candles need to touch the 4 hour zones in the trading system before you even think to look on the 15-minute time frame? I'm very specific on that. How many candles that I tell you in the rules you should be looking for before you even think to drop down to the 15-minute. And if you can't answer that, then that means you have not gone through the tutorials. Because that strategy is so to the point. See, it's mechanical. So it doesn't matter if you're going through a divorce. It doesn't matter if you just lost your job. When you come to this arena, you look for this and this only. What it is meant to do is to remove your emotions out of the game altogether. Okay, let me say this and let me hurry up because I'll never forget this. I have a guy who I know, a cool dude, very, very nice guy. You can check him out. He's retired now. He should be retired now. But he was a Golden Gloves baseball player. His name is Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter. Y'all can look him up, Torrey Hunter. Because I used to stay around the corner from Deion Sanders and Torrey Hunter. I used to stay right around the corner from each of them. And they have very big mansions. And that was before Deion sold his big mansion that y'all saw on his TV show with. So here's the point. Torrey Hunter, very nice guy. His wife is very nice. So because we stay right close to each other, my son and his sons played on the same high school football team. And one day they had a father-son breakfast. Listen to this story. Watch this. I will never forget this story. And I don't even like baseball. I really ain't a baseball fan. But I didn't tell him that because he was a pro baseball player and he had just got a contract for I think 25 million, something like that. So I'm sitting next to this person who just got another contract for $25 million. And it's just me and him sitting next to each other talking, right? Because no, I wasn't gonna say that, leave that alone. Point is, so while our sons were preparing us our breakfast with the coaches, we just happened to sit and talk, okay? And he began to explain to me about his career. And he told me about when he was in college, how he used to sleep on the dorm floor to get some rest. Okay, watch this story, watch. He would sleep on the dorm floor during his college career. And he said, do you know, he asked me a question, I will never forget this. He said, do you know the difference between a pro baseball player and an amateur baseball player? I said, no. Now, keep in mind, I didn't tell him, bro, I ain't into baseball. Me and him cool, we cool, but bro, I ain't into your career like that. Like you ain't into mine, but I ain't say all that. Point is, I said, no, man, what separates y'all? Listen to what this pro baseball, multi-million-dollar, being on ESPN, Golden Glove outfielder said. It was very simple. Here's what he said. He said the difference between a professional baseball player and an amateur baseball player is simply this. Now, I thought he was going to say, well, they move like this, they do this different. He said none of that. It was simply this. He said when we hit the field as a professional baseball team, anything and everything that we were going through on a personal level, it stays in the locker room. We go out onto the field and we do our jobs. And then when we go back into the locker room, we then pick up our feelings about whatever we were dealing with. I said, what? I said, that's it? He said, yeah, that's it. He said, what amateurs do, they come out emotionally onto the field and they bring all that emotions to the field. Now, I'm paraphrasing the story, but y'all get this. He said they bring out their emotions onto the field and therefore that's why they can't make it to the next level. But pro baseball players, they get focused the moment they hit the field. They get focused on just the field and the game. Doesn't matter that whether you're going through a divorce. I'll give you guys a fine example now, which you guys are seeing it. You're seeing it now. And this is a person who almost everybody around the globe should know. Tom Brady. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You don't have to be a fan of them. I'm not a fan of them, but notice the difference. Everybody was saying, well, why is the Buccaneers struggling so hard? I think it's because he was going through a divorce. And he's having a hard time containing his emotions. See, it doesn't matter what level you get to. If you cannot contain your emotions and separate them from the job, you're going to have some struggles. And I think that he's settling out, which is why they was able to make it into the playoffs and secure their spot somewhat into the playoffs. Because now he's settling his emotions and getting back settled mentally into the game. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? So going back to what I was told by this pro multi-million-dollar contract player, it was simply not about the field. It was not about the baseball or the bat. It was not about catching professionally. It was all about the mentality. And I never forgot that lesson, and some of you guys never should forget that either. Could you be destroying your own Forex trading career because you don't learn to be consistent? When was the last time you actually stuck to one strategy for an entire week without deviating? Interesting, huh? You want me to push it further? When was the last time you went a whole month sticking to rules? You got a trading system, whether it's mine or somebody else's. You should have went through the tutorials to find out exactly how the creator of that system said to use it. How long did you stick to it? I guess my point is made there, huh? Let me hurry up. Let's go to the next one. Number 5, this is deep. Emotional people tend to go broke and stay broke. Oh my God. I'm going to repeat that. Think of all the retail traders. Listen, for those, I know some people are going to see this, thousands are going to watch this later. Watch this. I'm going to repeat what I said. And I got this information not from myself, but from another source. Of all the people who try out for these FTMO challenges and these prop firm challenges, and specifically FTMO, which is popular, FTMO challenges, only 16% make it through the first phase. And out of those 16%, only 6% make it to the second phase. 6% only make it to the second. And yet you got thousands of people trying every single. This is why I told my students, I said, if I was a smart man, I should have started my own prop firm instead of doing any of this. Because you would never know who I am. I'm the person running the prop firm. I'm going to charge you money up front, which you're willing to pay me hundreds of dollars to trade my demo accounts. And then I know you're not going to be what? Consistent. What's the biggest thing that people are not consistent with? Their money management. They're trying to hit home runs out of every trade, knowing full well that you should only be trading 1 or 2% risk of your account. Because for the FTMOs, I think that their standard is you can't lose no more than 4% a day, 5% total, and they expect a 10% profit. It's almost impossible to please them. And they set it up that way, but they give you the sparkling shine of you can trade a $25,000 account, you can trade a $100,000 account, and we will give you X amount of percentage of it. And so that shines real good, but they know that most people are not going to follow it. So where they actually watch, hear me good. Hear me good. Oh, this is, and y'all, some people want to do a review on me and call me a scam. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Ooh. If I was a smart man, this is one of the best legal scams ever, because it's not really a scam. You scamming yourself. All I have to do is shine the object of what you can make, but set up some rules that almost none of the retail traders actually follow. You learn how retail traders think, and you set up systems against them that they volunteer themselves for. They pay you to scam them. They will pay you to take advantage of them. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Oh Jesus, this is funny. God. Oh my God, this is funny. You will happily give them your money, and they know you're not going to make it. So you can't blame them for taking advantage of your stupidity. And they want to call me a scam? What? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, this is funny. Okay, let me go. Let me settle myself. Oh my God. Watch how this works. I put the shiny object that I will give you 75% of all profits on a $100,000 account. That sounds amazing. So, but in order to get this $100,000 account, you got to pay me $1,000 up front to trade my demo account to see if you're worthy of that kind of money. But see, you're so focused of the money that you can make. 75% of $100,000, 10% profit. Okay, dang, oh my God, I can make me a lot of money. So you just thinking 100,000, 75%, that's $7,500. Okay, and you start calculating profit. This is how your brokers are doing you too. Watch this. But you don't pay attention to what the actual rules are. If you pay attention to what the actual rules are and you apply what I'm trying to teach today, what they are looking for is not just can you be a one-hit wonder like some of these singers, they come out with big records and then you never hear from them again. It's like they're a one-hit wonder. They're not looking for you to have one good trade on a demo account. They're looking to see, can you be what? Exactly what I've been saying the whole time, consistent. Can you consistently follow our rules such as money management, making sure you're not over trading, and making sure you're not, I can go on down the line. They are really looking for consistent traders, not perfect traders, because you can lose 1%. If you can lose up to 4% a day, but you're only trading 1% per trade, how many trades can you actually lose per day? You can lose 3 trades and still win 1 and you still not get kicked out because you're under the radar of their 4% level. Are you hearing what I'm saying? But most retail traders will never make it. You know why? And their numbers are proving it. You know why? Because you're not consistent. I should have charged for this one because if nothing else, I saved you your money that you was about to pay because nobody wanted to tell you in your face that you're not ready. Everybody wants to sell you something. That's great. I run a business and I sell trading systems, but I still want to feel, I want my hands to be clean. At least I told you the truth. If you want to come along, I can help you, which we got people who's passing the prop firm challenge. I got one guy. And I'm so proud of him. Robert, I'm naming you by name as well, along with Derek and other people. I'm naming you guys. Listen, they consistently come to class. And there's this one guy. He literally just started from the holiday special. Literally. Just started. And the guy is just nibbling slowly up off the markets. Nibbling. Just little small nibbles. And he's hitting 15 wins, 1 losses. 16 wins, 1 loss, or something like that. I forgot what it was, but it just, and he's constantly, and he just started with us. And he's still in demo. Now, some of you guys, after you did 1 day of that, you jump into a live account. But no, he said, I'm staying in demo. If I can do this for another week, then see, he's structured. He's following the rules. You don't follow rules. You're inconsistent, and now you want to pay these people to rob you. Well, really, they're not robbing you. They're just taking advantage of your stupidity. Shiny object, you pay, ignoring what their rules are, and you're just paying, you just gave away money to trade somebody's demo account. Oh my God. And you want to know what makes it more funny? Here's what makes it more funny. What? Oh my God, this is hilarious. Oh my God. All right. Oh my God. Okay. Here we go. All right. Most trading systems, including ours, I always say start in a demo account until you learn the rhythm, right? Oh my God. Okay, watch this. Watch how this works. Okay? I say start in a demo account until you learn the rhythm of what we're teaching and how we do our thing, right? That's like if you are just starting out trying to be a gymnast, they're not going to put you into the Olympics. You got to start out practicing until you get your routine down pat, right? So that's demo. This demo. LeBron James, he's good at basketball, but he spends a lot of time where? In practice, which is demo. You don't want to attend practice, which is a demo account. So when you get these new trading systems, you slap them onto a live account. You don't follow any rules. You don't read the rules. You don't want to know about no rules. You want to do your own thing because you're stubborn, right? So you bypass the demo account. where you could have learned how to be a consistent trader. You don't do that. And then you skip over quickly, pay these people all this money to do what? Put you right back doing what you should have done in the first place, which is what? Trading in a demo account. Now you're paying them to trade their demo account, but you didn't want to trade your own demo account for free. So your stupid self is willing to pay to trade a demo account when you could have been trading a demo account for free with the same strategy that you was trying to apply over here. How dumb is that? And they got untold numbers of people paying them every single week. And they ain't got to, watch this, these companies ain't got to make one single trade. And they're making money hand over fist off of these dumb people. You think about it. You run a prop firm, you get at least 200 people a day paying you a minimum of at least, average about $500 a day. What's 200 times 5? Huh? What's 200? 200 people paying you $500 each, and that's about for a $50,000 account or something like that, roughly. You do the numbers. And at the end of the week, how much money did you actually make as a company without taking one single trade? And all you did was take advantage of these ignorant people because you knew they were in a hurry to make this money, but you knew full well that most retail traders don't know how to follow rules. They're inconsistent. And that is why you got 16% that only passes. What happened to the other 84%, I believe it is? 84% fail. 84% fail in a demo account. To trade a demo account. You paid them to trade their demo. 84%. And out of that, only 6% actually make it to the second challenge. Make it past the second. That means 94% of the people who went after them demo accounts, them FTMO accounts, paid good money to trade somebody else's demo account and failed. And we're making untold amounts of money off of y'all because you refuse to do what you could have done for free, which is starting in the demo account, practice until you get the routine down. Then you go over there, beat their challenge, and make money. They're playing these suckers. And they want to call me a scammer. Oh, call me whatever you want. That's fine. I've been at this for years. I've seen people come and go. They call me a name, you can call me whatever. But it's the fact that you don't like that I'm telling you the truth. You want me to lie to you like they do. And it's funny, the people who tell the truth are the ones who get blamed as a scammer, and the ones who's actually scamming your dumb behind are the ones who never get a word said about them. Isn't that amazing? This whole Forex arena is twisted. I've said it for years. I've done real estate, daycares. I done own my own restaurant. I've done many, many, many businesses as an entrepreneur. And I have never seen so much stupidity until I reached the Forex market. So much backwards thinking. The ones who tell the truth are the ones who get blamed. And the ones who silently behind the scenes con you behind, nobody says a word about them. This is twisted. But if you want to tune in, I'm trying to help you. And I don't care whether you ever join me or not. That's your business. But at least I can help you not give away money that your family needed. You could have paid some bills with that $500, that $250, that $1,000. You could have paid some bills off. You could have saved that money and put it away for your family for a rainy day. See, a good coach gonna get in your face and tell you the TRUTH whether you want to hear it or not. You are not a consistent person. You're not ready, baby. It's not to say it can't happen for you, but you ain't ready. It ain't that the market ain't ready. You ain't ready. It ain't that the trading system has a problem. It's you. You don't stick to nothing. Nothing. And part of this is why your family don't support you. Well, I don't have nobody supporting me, Uncle P. I wouldn't support you either. Every time you touch something, you stick to it maybe for a little while and then you doing something else. You have not been proven to be a person worthy of following. You're not consistent. Let me hurry up and close this because I'm ready to go on a date with my wife. Number 6, success is not an emotional game. I can't tell you guys, listen, I'm gonna be very candid and very clear. As an entrepreneur, and I love listening, and again, I'm gonna say this because I kind of know him, but not on that level, but I know him. I've known him for years. But Bishop T.D. Jakes, I respect that guy. Whether you like his preaching or not, it ain't even about his preaching. I like that I have watched him over the years. I've watched him over the years. And before I even met him, before I even known this guy, I'll never forget there was a radio show that was broadcasted out of California with this guy who used to always just make his show around trying to find out who's the, church scammer, and he used to do this. And I used to hear T.D. Jakes' name all the time. And, a lot of people say, I don't like him. And I'm like, well, why don't you like him? What did he do something personally to you? No, he didn't. He just said, I don't like him. He too did it. Okay, so that's fine. Have your opinion. I don't care. But here's what I do know. Whether you're right, you could be right. You could be right. I'm not defending him. But what I am defending is what I have watched from this man and others like him, who takes on heavy levels of criticism. Even Oprah Winfrey said this one time. She said she stopped reading her comments. She doesn't read comments like that no more on social media. Because what happens is if you start listening to people's opinions, it destroys your path. It destroys your solid thinking process. And it makes you all emotional because now you're chasing down every person who said something bad about you versus sticking to what your routine was. All right? Watch this very carefully. Watch this very carefully. So I've watched him, who now did shows and did things with Oprah Winfrey, went from a nobody to just doing his thing. I remember when he had his TV show on television, and it didn't even last one season. Watch this. It didn't even last one season. And I knew that devastated him, that, hey, I got my first opportunity from Oprah Winfrey. We go in, I'm going to start have my own television show on TV, and it went flat in the first season and got cut. Oh, I know that had to be devastating. And now, because he was, what's the key word? Consistent. Amazon just offered him his own show where he's going to be in millions of homes. Millions. Even bigger than the thing he had before. Millions of homes. Amazon. Whoever thought that Amazon would come along and offer you something like that? Amazon? To a preacher? Oh my God. It was... And I'm happy for him, not because of who he is, but I'm happy for him that his consistency paid off. Even when his feelings were hurt, he just kept on going. Even when he lost some things that was dear to him, he kept on going. He just kept on going. And he kept on going. And he kept on going. And I'm learning to stop being all about my feelings. Here's what you can do, emotional people, which I am one. Hear me good. What you could do is, I call it take a knee. They call it that in sports as well. Take a knee. Like the guy who got hit on Thursday Night Football, and they thought that he was about to die. The whole team stopped and they took a knee because they said, okay, you guys got 5 minutes to get your act together, and then we expect everybody to get on the field and start playing. And both coaches agreed, no, we're just too emotional. And so instead of continuing that game on Thursday night, they just actually stopped and they canceled the game. Watch this very carefully what I'm going to tell you, and we're done. Watch this. It is okay for you to take a knee, take a break. Nothing wrong with that at all. But for some of you guys, you have created a bubble around your feelings. You've created your whole world around how you feel. And because of this, your feelings jump up and down based on the experience you're having that day. And because of that, they're never solid. It's like living your life always in an earthquake. You know, I lived in a state where there were earthquakes. Yeah, thank you, Derek. DeMar Hamlin, yes. And therefore they took a knee. But now today is Sunday, he's doing better, and they're back on the field and everybody's resuming back to business. It's okay to take a break, but it is not okay to stay on that break because of emotions. What happens is your consistency kicks in to say, regardless of how I feel, this is what I must do. And I cannot tell you how important this is for Forex traders. Do you know the majority of retail traders are full of emotions? And this is why they have a hard time succeeding in the business. You keep thinking it's trading systems, you keep thinking it's this and that, and it ain't none of that. It's about having solidity with your routine. Well, I'm tired. I'm tired too, but I know I got to get up during this time to get up to trade. And I teach the timing when I get up to my students. I have a small window of time when I know to get up during this time. And it's very early in the morning for me. I don't feel like getting out of my warm sheets. I'm tired. I could have been doing other things for business. Sometimes I don't go to bed until like maybe 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning because I'm working on some things, and yet I still got to go take me a nap. It ain't even a sleep, it's a nap. And I got to be back up during this time if I want to capture the window of opportunity that the market is presenting to me. It didn't care whether I slept or didn't sleep the night before. It says this is the window of time where I will present some possible opportunities. And you know how many people tell me, well, you know, when do I do this? Well, I don't know if I can do it because, you know, that's the time I sleep during that time. Okay, then you need not be in this business. See, it's not about you. Get your emotions up out of there. What does this have to do with you personally? It doesn't. You have to have the ability and the tenacity to do what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. I was not feeling happy when the first trade of the 2023, I'm all excited. Oh, this is a brand new year, brand new year, brand new year. Whoa, yeah, 2023. Whoa, whoa. And the first trade I take of the year was a loss. I'm saying it live on camera. Yes, it was. CAD JPY. I will never forget that trade because that was the first trade of the year. But not even hours later, a second opportunity popped up on a G pair, and I don't remember what G pair it was. I told my students in the class, but I forgot which one it was. But I took advantage of a G pair, and that G pair popped over 100 and something pips, which made up for not only the loss that I took on the CAD JPY, but it also made me more profitable. Why? Because I had learned I'm bringing in my consistency in 2023. So it didn't matter whether that was the first trade of the year. Now, if it was still in the past, I'd be like, well, see, this must be a sign of the new year for me. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. And then you got, oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. See, no. It didn't matter whether it was 2022, 2023, or 2024. The year changing does not make a difference in the routine itself. We said Happy New Year. The market said, I don't care what year it is. This is how I work every year. And I just had to suck it up, get back on my horse, and take the next one, which happened to be a bigger win than the one that I lost. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Let me close with this. For those who's interested, let me let you know. One of the things I like about Miss Jenny and Mr. Elvis, which by the way, even though on the signal side we took a few losses, our record last week for the first week of the trading year, which watch my video, I'll probably do a video tomorrow. We redid the website, made it much more easier for those who's interested, so you can see very transparently exactly what we're doing. We actually added a button on the website now where you can click and you can actually track our spreadsheet for the whole year, so you can say our wins, our losses, and how many pips we did, okay? So I'm happy to say that for our first week in 2023 in the Signals group, me and Elvis, we did 9 wins and 3 losses. For 2023 in the first week. So which means last week. We did 9 wins and only 3 losses, which is great, okay? As far as the scalping group, or the Miss Jenny's group, we call it scalping / swing trading, okay? In that group, they had 100% win rate, and they did 8,149 pips, okay? So you have 9 wins and only 3 losses over here. And in the live trading group, they did 8,149 pips over here. So you combine those two together, and we had an awesome first trading week. And it's on our website. So when you go to superezforex.com, just click on the join the advanced signals group, and you'll see we have a button there now that says click here to see our track record or whatever it says. And when you click on that, it's going to open up to a spreadsheet, and you'll be able to track and see what we've been doing. So I can say that without a doubt what happened. And let me tell you where the losses came in. Okay, the first one I told you guys about, which was CAD JPY. That if it was the old me, that would have devastated me, that the first trade of the year was a loss. But notice what happened after that. For the remainder of the week, we had 9 wins and only 2 more additional losses, which is 3 losses. 9 wins. See, consistency says stick to the routine. It didn't matter whether it was a loss or a win. Stick to the routine. We had 9 wins and only 3 losses. Now, we wouldn't have accomplished that, like some of you guys don't, because when you would have took that first hit, you would have just fell out and had a spasm, would have started looking for a new trading system, and would have broke routine, and would have we just know, hey, this happens. A news event hit the CAD JPY. I can't do nothing about that. The second major loss was another news event. You can't do anything about those. So I don't need to break my routine because the market is acting crazy. I just go back to the routine. And we ended up finishing the week with 9 wins and 3 losses. How do we get that all the time? Because we're consistent. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's the only difference between success and you not making it. You've never been consistent, and nobody has been willing to get in your face and tell you you're wrong. And every time somebody even tried to, you want to argue with them versus accepting the truth for what it is. You are inconsistent. And chances are, Forex, being inconsistent in Forex is just a reflection of possible other areas of your life you have not been consistent in. So if you ever let's do this and I'll close. Because I want to go on a date with my wife. The sun is out. Let me see if y'all can see this. I don't know if y'all can see over there, but see the lake right there? Lake is beautiful. Sun is out. I'm ready to go on a date with my wife. I didn't talk enough, but here, let me leave you guys with this. If you ever want to be able to have anything in life, you have to divorce your feelings, get your butt out of your feelings, and create a consistent routine for yourself for everything you do. Uncle P actually has a sheet of paper that sits on my desk, and it has, number 1, pray and read my Bible. Number 2, make sure to take this. Number 3, make sure to read at least 1 chapter out of a book every day. Number 4, make sure to drink at least this amount of water. Number 5, you got to do this. And then under there, I have sections with blank spots so that if I have meetings, which I have a bunch of meetings tomorrow, I write them on that sheet. But what rules my day is a sheet of paper. Every day, except for weekends. I give myself a break on weekends, which is why I'm going to head out now and enjoy myself with my wife. Because on the weekends, I don't have to live my life according to the rule book. I have my freedom on the weekend. But during Monday through Friday, I am ruled by a sheet of paper. And the reason it's a sheet of paper is because I used to try to do it in my head, and then I was inconsistent. Nothing was written down. Now it's written down. I know exactly what window of time I'm supposed to be entering trades for reversals. I know what time exactly I'm supposed to be looking for pullbacks. I know it. So therefore, guess what? I'm not on the charts all day either, because I know exactly what time I'm supposed to be at that job. Trading is nothing more than a job. And the more you're not going to waste so much time on it. That's some of you guys' problem. You just trade all day long. Why? The market doesn't give gifts all day long. So why are you in the market all day long? You see what I'm saying? What goal have you written down? So I'm going to give you your first top goal this year that you can start doing today. Write down your daily routine and stick to it. You know, one of the hardest routines it is for me to do every day, my wife is faithful to hers. I am very inconsistent with it, but I said I'm gonna make a commitment before God and I'm gonna do it. I hate exercising every day. I love eating every day, but I hate exercising, which is why I pack on weight. But now that I'm back to being consistent with working out, which is part of my routine, guess what? I'm losing the weight. It's just as simple. Either you work out and lose the weight or eat and pack on the weight. Ain't nothing complicated about that. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Now, as a result of my consistency, if I complete, and this is a reward for me, I'm addicted to sweets. I'm addicted to sweets. Watch this and we're done. I'm addicted to sweets. As a reward for myself, if I remain consistent and complete my checklist, which also helps me not procrastinate, I have to get everything done on that sheet of paper within 24 to 48 hours. Some things, the first set of everyday things, they have to be done regardless. But anything such as meetings or follow-ups, emails, and this and that, okay, I give myself 24 to 48 hours to get them done because that eliminates procrastination. I love waking up to a blank sheet of paper where I can just do my simple pray, read, exercise, drink my water, read one chapter out of a book. Well, if I can get those done, I can get them done within an hour or two, right? 2 hours tops, I can be done. I can enjoy the whole day. But if I have all these other things down here, okay, that's clogging up my day. So I hurry up and try to get them off my list, right? 24, 48 hours, and there you go, right? Cool. So here's my point. My point is that my reward for being consistent to myself, I'm not allowed to eat sweets, which I got cupcakes in my pantry, I got cookies in my pantry, but I can't touch them until I have done all of these things. And then once I've accomplished them, I can reward myself by having a small portion of those every day. If I don't do that, then guess what? I don't. What happens for you smokers out there, for those who like to drink, okay? What happens if, this is gonna be hot. This is gonna bless your soul. What happens if you're not allowed to smoke one cigarette until you've accomplished X, Y, Z on your list? You're addicted to smoking? You wanna cut the habit? I bet you this. You'll start being more consistent if you want that cigarette. You'll start being more consistent if you want that drink of beer or that alcohol. But if you're gonna be disciplined on yourself, you're not allowed to touch it until you've completed at least this, this, and this. Wouldn't that clean up your act? And it will make you more healthier. Because every time you're not consistent and you don't complete these things, you don't get to touch that cigarette. You don't get to touch the alcohol. You don't get to touch that sweet. You don't get it. Treat it as a reward. Whatever it is that is the biggest thing that you got to have every single day, then you cut it off and you don't get to touch it until you have completed X, Y, Z. I bet you that'll change your world, wouldn't it? Because it changes minds. And it makes me what? Consistent and successful. I love y'all. My students, I will see you guys on Tuesday. Come to class. Again, if you want to join the signal service where we'll send out signals to you, and they just sent out through the Telegram app. Take them, place them on your MT4, make some profits at the end of the week. That's on our website, superezforex.com/signal-service, or just go to superezforex.com, click on the join the signals group, and we'll be there for you. Okay? Talk to y'all. Peace and hair grease.